Hi friends, my name is Ryan Prescott. I'm giving you guys a video on excommunicating or excommunication. And it's practiced in religions all across the world. Regardless of what your religion is, it is practiced. I wanted to give you guys an explanation about it. It's also referred to as disconnection. If you've ever heard of that, that is what it's called. Okay, and I'm going to give you guys just a little piece of information in regards to it. Okay, so um, basically, this is in context to Scientology. Okay, this is my religion. Scientology is my religion. Wanted to give you guys more information about, what disconnection is or what excommunicating is in religions in general. So, Scientology sometimes has its own Scientologies, which is a language, right? Um, so disconnection is something which happens every day in groups or families, right? If you have a drunk uncle and he's always causing trouble and you can't really get him to stop drinking and stop causing trouble, well, you can't handle him. So, and he's making your life miserable. So what you do is you go ahead and disconnect from him, right? It's sad, but sometimes it just needs to happen. And of course, he can come around and he can change, and then you guys can connect again, right? So disconnection is something which happens every day in groups or families. So I'm sure you've applied it yourself already. Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard just sat down and wrote it up as a right somebody has. Well, it's not a policy; it's a right. Okay. It says perhaps the most fundamental right of any being is the right to communicate. Without this freedom, other rights deteriorate. Communication, however, is a two-way flow. If one has the right to communication, then one must also have the right to not receive communication from another. The term disconnection is defined as a self-determined decision made by an individual that he is not going to be connected to another. With our tech, which is our technology, our tools, to handle or disconnect, we are in actual fact doing nothing different than any society or group or marriage down through thousands of years. We cannot afford to deny Scientologists that basic freedom that is granted to everyone else. The right to choose whom one wishes to communicate with or not communicate with. End of quote. That was a lecture. Well, it's a policy. Well, a reference, really, actually. People get policy and reference confused. A reference is something that you can use to help you. A policy is a directive, right? Kind of the same thing, but it is I'll say a reference written by L. Ron Hubbard on 10 September 1983. You can find that in Introduction to Scientology Ethics. You can also choose on your own free will to stay together with a person who is hurting and harassing you. Scientology, however, does not support any kind of self-invalidation. Scientologists also do not appreciate to be pulled or held down, right? So they either try to fix the relation, handle it, or cut it, disconnect from it. Sure, the person on the other sometimes does not like it. So on the other side sometimes does not like to be disconnected from. Doesn't like to take responsibility for the upset, right? Can't handle, wants to give the person even more crap, right? So does not like it, goes around complaining, and in some cases blaming everybody else for his or her own condition. That won't do anything. But such a person always has the choice to become a tolerant and polite person, someone you like to be connected with. The church would help in such a case. Okay, so Scientology will help in such a case if the person wants to become, in good relations with you again. The church would be like, okay, cool. Well, great is good. Here's some things to, to help you out, right? Help you out. Now, in Scientology, there's a term, and this term is basically misinterpreted as something bigger than it actually is. Okay, and we're going to explain it right here, right now. It's called SP, which is a suppressive person. I'm going to define what that means. Okay, So suppressive person, or SP, is a person who possesses a distinct set of characteristics and mental attitudes that cause him to suppress other people in his vicinity. This is the person whose behavior is calculated to be disastrous, also called antisocial personality. What an antisocial personality is in Scientology has been written up very nicely and simply in the Scientology handbook, which is also online. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just, it's called the Overcoming Ups and Downs in Life. That's the course. You can find that online at volunteerministers.org. Okay, so in practice, an SP is a status of a member of Scientology. Someone who intentionally messed things up repeatedly or really badly violated internal rules gets declared a suppressive person. That means he or she gets kicked out of the Church of Scientology, and that's it. Nothing more or less. His or her membership is canceled, and that person is given the boot. Perhaps, particularly in Scientology, anyone also declared an SP can come back to the church. I know some people who have also come back after cooling down, and they're Scientologists again. Right. So that is what you should understand about a suppressive person and excommunication. You can find also the whole entire research that I did on that subject in Going Clearly Wrong. That's my new book. You can also get The Hidden Agenda, where I go into that. But I would definitely recommend getting my free book right now. Just pay the shipping at exposingcrimes.com. Start your adventure on this series today. And if you have any more questions or comments or whatever, put them down in the comments below and I will answer them completely. Thanks so much for reaching out and watching this video, and I hope you subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye.